Hello everyone, I'm Avadh. I'm dedicated functional consultant in D365. In this video, we are going to discuss about the charges into D365. So basically, uh, what are the example of the charges in D365? So whenever we are purchasing or selling any goods and fixed asset, at that time while purchasing and selling, there are the cost attribute to that purchase and sell will occurs, like for a item purchase, there might be a freight for purchasing that item, fixed asset, handling charges, custom duty, uh, and loading unloading charges. So those charges are part of that particular purchase and sale transaction. So to accommodate those charges into system, we have a charge code into the system. So that is a concept of charge code in system. So basically, in system, we have a two type of we can apply charges by two type. First is a manual charges and second is a automatic charges. So I think so we'll divide this video into two part. First is a manual charges. So in this video we'll mostly discuss on manual charges, and in next video we'll cover automatic charges. So when I told you about the manual charges, so manual charges are basically implies on two type of transaction. One is a purchase and one is a sales. But when I talk about the charges are basically three types of the charges. First is internal charges. So those charges are bear by the company. Second is external charges. External charges are generally bear by our vendor and customer. And third is a charges which is bear by third party vendor. So there is a three type of the charges in this system. Now, if I will uh, right now to understand the charges, we'll discuss one example. So how will bifurcate that this charges is internal charges or this charges is a external charges. So basically, to know this, we'll understand one thing, that in simple word, what is a entry of the charges into the system. So charges might be is a loading and unloading charges, right? So at the time of the purchase, loading and unloading charges account will be debit because it is our expense and to vendor. Similar way, um, in case of the customer, loading and unloading charges will credit and uh, customer account will be debited. So this is my journal entry. To understand the charges on a better way, we'll need to understand this basic entry. Now there is a two type of the charges. I told you one is internal and one is external. So in case of the internal charges, these charges will bear by the company itself. Means these charges are part of the company, right? Um, so in such a case, these charges will be bear by the company. So it will load on inventory. So first concept here is, whenever we are we are I mean company is bearing the charges, So that called as an internal charges. Okay, and those charges are bear by the company, so it will add into the inventory. It is a it will be add into the cost of the company. So in this case, this inventory account will debit to vendor account. Okay, so what happens, uh, whenever there is internal charges, it will be a cost to the company. So if you know that there is a two type of the cost in the system, in any production activity. One is a direct cost and another is a indirect cost. So what are the direct costs? Those direct costs are nothing but our internal charges, and the indirect cost is a is our external charges. So what are the direct costs? So if I do the manufacturing, the the charges which is a part of my warehouse, that is called as a direct cost. So here if I will if I will go into the manufacturing side, direct material, direct labor and direct expense. This direct expense include the loading and unloading charge, uh, till till goods reach to my warehouse. And here there is indirect expense, that is loading and unloading charge, which for the reach to the customer. So what happens, I will take one example. Suppose I'm a chroma and one customer comes to me for buying the AC. So the AC cost is here 42,000, right? And here the installation charges, freight charges and service charges are there. That is 1500 installation charges, 500 freight charges and 1000 is a service charges. So total expense of buying this AC is a 45,000, not 42,000, but this cost of 3,000 is bear by the customer. So this is my indirect and external cost, external charges. But suppose I am a chroma, right? So customer will buy the AC from me. Okay. Uh, so uh, so these charges are bear by the customer. So that is my external charges. But suppose suppose I'm buying the Hitachi AC. So, but I want a stock of those ACs, right, in my warehouse. So what I will do, I will buy the AC from Hitachi and I will keep into my warehouse. So, so the expense of keeping the goods into the warehouse, it is a it is my direct cost and it is my internal cost. So it will be a considered as a load on inventory. So those costs will be added into the my inventory, right? Similar way, I have given the example of AC. Similar way, there is in case of the item, the same example will be applicable. So that's how we can bifurcate direct and indirect cost. Now there is a internal charges and external charges. Now there is one more type of the charges where what is a third party charges. So in this case, suppose I have given service to the third party vendor. So I will collect 1000 rupees from the customer, but the cost of this will not bear by me. It is I will give this 1000 rupees to the third party vendor, and third party vendor will occur the cost of the service for the same. So these three type of the charges is exist in the system. There is in any industry, in all industry, in any example, there is only three type of the charges. So I have given the overall example, what are the charges and how system will accommodate the charges. Now we'll deep dive into the system, that that how we can set up the charges, and what are the setup of the charges. So we can do the setup of the charges from procurement and sourcing module and account payable module. So both are the same. We have a four types. This is charge code, this is vendor charge group, this is item charge group, and this is for automatic charges. We'll cover into the next episode. So charge code we will create now, and similar way I'm creating duplicate tab. It is taking time. In account receivable module also we have a charge setup. Over here also we have a similar things: auto charges, charge code, and item charge group, and customer charge group. Okay, so if you will look into the charge code of account payable and account receivable. So this is my account receivable charge code, and this is my account payable charge code. See, here we have an option of maximum amount in account payable charge code, and here we have a account of prorate. So this will do the prorata application of the charges. That is the only difference. Okay, and now in both the charges, if you will see the charge code, now I'm in this video we'll only focus on the purchase charges. Similar way you can set up the customer charges also. I will give you the hint, and I will also give you how the customer charges will set up. But on transaction level we'll only cover purchase entries, because it will become too lengthy if I will cover everything in single video. So here to know these things betterly, this setup better way, I will take a help of journal entry. But before that, I will just give you a hint, give you the overall idea. This is a charge code, this is a description, this is item tax group. This is not enabled here. Why? Because I am in an Indian legal entity, and item tax group is not applicable for Indian legal entity. So suppose if I will change this to the USMF, you can see the item tax group column enable for charges. See here, from here you can select the item tax group. But I am taking the example of INMF because Indian taxation is a complex, and that's why I'm taking the example of the Indian companies. So here, if you will see, in tax information we have an option, this charge code is exempt. If I will click on the yes, then there is no tax on this charge code. Even though I can select the service charges or HSN code whatsoever is applicable. So I can select here service charges, and as per that I can do the setup of the tax information. But right now I'm not going deep into the taxes, that we can cover later also. So here my purpose is to understanding debit and credit types, posting types. So what is a debit and credit posting type? To understand that, I need help of journal entry. So we have discussed that we have an external expense and internal expense. So expense which is bear by the customer or vendor, it is our external expense, and those expense will show separately as an expense. So in this case, if you will see in any system, what is entry of the charges, that nothing but the charges account debit to vendor. right? So if you will see here, what is a posting here? I have a debit. What is a debit here? Charges. So I have debit the charges. You will see here freight expense I have debited, and here I have credited customer or vendor. I have not selected anything here. Why? Because uh, at the time of creation of the entry, whatsoever vendor and customer, the cost will be add into that particular vendor or customer. So I don't need to select here anything. Here I have selected posting type. So you can select posting type as per your requirement. Generally, I prefer to select miscellaneous expense and order to freight. Now I'm going into the account receivable charges. So if you will notice here that all the charges I have created, vendor have a credit balance. So here you can see here I have selected customer or vendor in credit side. But at the time of the sales and sales order and sales invoice entry, customer have a debit balance. So here if you will see in all charges I have debited the customer and credited the my charges. Here I have debited the charges and credited my customer or vendor. So this is my whole purpose and learning how the posting will work into the system. Now we'll deep dive into the system, that how we can post the entry into the system. Now this part is, I think so you will understand what is a charges till now. So now I will post the entry and will discuss one by one that what are the charges and what are the example of the charges into the system. So if you will go into the accounting payable module, there is a all purchase order. I'm creating new purchase order. Yeah, so I'm randomly I'm selecting um, one of the item. Okay, this is a authorization error. We can ignore it, or else required I can close this also. Here warning only is there. I'm making as a no check. Now you will not find this warning. So here I'm going to add two lines for a better example. Yeah, so I have added two line here. This that's okay. I'm ignoring this error. Okay. Yeah. So here we have an option to add charge code on a header level and on a line level. So uh, I have added two lines for your reference, that how system will bifurcate charges on a line level. So what I will do, I will add here, I'm going into the purchase tab. In purchase tab we have charges, and I'm going to select maintain charges. Here I'm adding inward freight. Yeah, just let me give me sorry, not inward charges. I'm adding freight here. And I'm what I'm doing, I'm just writing here fixed amount of 2000. Okay. I'm facing system slowness issue. Okay, no issue. Huh. So here, if you will see here, I have a accessible value option. So if you are, I mean, doing the charges entry in any other legal entity, this button is not there. But whenever you are part of the whenever you are doing using the charge code in Indian legal entity, accessible value button will be there. What is the reason of this accessible value? Because in India, all the GST will be calculated on the base of the accessible value. For that, we have a this bookmark. So if I will click on yes on this bookmark, then charges will be add and deducted as per the nature of the charge code and the value we have added into the charge code. Okay, so this have a impact on my accessible value which is written here. Right now, if you will see, there there is some amount is added into the accessible value. I will discuss later. Now I'm doing, there is a two line in my invoice. So I have a I have a different option to allocate my header level charges into the line level charges. There is a two option. Either I will directly add charges into the lines, and I will I will add the charges into the header level and I will allocate into the line level. So what I'm doing, I'm there is a different option of charges allocation. I will allocate charges on a net amount basis on the basis of the quantity. Here I have taken one quantity, so no difference. I will do for per line. Per line means it will bifurcate same amount per line. So if I have taken 2000, then 1000 it will take, and whole amount basis also um, I will do. Right. So I'm just clicking on allocate. Okay. Yeah. So here, if I will go to the financials in maintain charges. See, I have selected the lines. So if you will see here, this accessible value tick mark is there. Okay. And in both line accessible value tick mark is there. And if you will give me a second. Yeah, so my total amount is 20,000, right? And I don't want to use excise duty here, so I'm removing it. Okay. Yeah. So if you will see here, um, there is a two line I have added, and on header level my maintain charges is a 2000. Now it is bifurcated. into the line level as in 1000 1000. So if I will go here on a financial of each line, you can see 1000 rupees of fixed charges is there, and it is a, I have selected here accessible value, so it will be added in my accessible value. So here my unit price is 11,700, but my accessible value is 827, right? So that's how it will work. Now uh, suppose there is one more option. Okay, there is one more option, like we can manually also add the charges on a line level. So here in a financial on maintain charges, I can add the charges, like I want to add insurance charges, and here also I have a various type, but I'm not want to complicate. You can explore these charges, and I'm clicking on accessible value, so it will add 100 rupees also here, right? This will be added by 100 rupees. Now also now now if I will so that's how we can manually add charges into the system. Now what I will do, I'm confirming this purchase order. So now if you will see here, um, I have bifurcated 1,000 rupees into the all from header, and I have allocated 1,000 rupees to all lines, right? And there is one charges which is only applicable to the line 2. So what I have done, I have manually added to this line of maintain charges into this second line. And now this is the example of my external charges, right? So what I will do, in charge code, if you will see here, there is a ledger account in 01 charges. Even in 02 charges also there is a sorry, yeah, in account payable module, I need to go to charge code. Yeah, so 01 account is also a ledger to customer and vendors. That means that is my if it is going into the ledger, that is my external charges. This is also my external charges. So what I will do, I will take the example of the internal charges. So internal charges means load on inventory. In this case, the my cost will be charged to the my inventory or items. So here I have selected items, and it will cost to the vendor and customer. So here I will what I will do, in line number 3, I will add one maintain charges with charge code 06 and 500 rupees I am writing. This will be added into the my cost, right? So here to summarize this transaction, what I have done, I have added 3 lines. Manually I have added header level charges 3000, that I have allocated on line basis, so that will be allocated on line basis 1000 rupees, and this 1000 rupees are my external charges. Now apart from this, there is one more external charges I have added here, and I have added internal charges in line 3 for 500 rupees. So my total charges is 4,000 rupees. Out of this, 3,500 is my external charges and 500 is my internal charges. So in this case, these external charges are uh, went to the particular expense account, and this will be part of my inventory. We'll see the journal entry and I will discuss, so you will able to know this difference in proper. So now what I will do, I will confirm this order. If you will see here, my net amount is 19,260, but 1,000 is my charges, so my accessible value is added by 1,000. This is my 11,700 is my net charges, net amount, but 1,500 is my charges, so my accessible value is 13,200, and my all the taxes means GST will be charged on this accessible value. So now I will confirm, I immediately confirm this order because I don't want to take much time. I know you have a idea of purchase process. I'm immediately received this product. Okay, now I'm going to invoice this 3 lines. Yeah, I'm writing here invoice number, and here invoice date is this. Okay, budget check is not perform and all. Match product receipt, I need to perform this. Okay, and here it is correct. So now I'm posting this. So this invoice is now posted. So what I will do, I'm going into the invoice and I'm opening the voucher. Now we have posted this entry into the system. So what I have done, I have written in Excel that my cost net amount is 19,260 for first line, 11,700 for second and third line. This is my external charges. This is my external charges of 500, and this is my internal charges for line 3. So if you will see here, 3,000 is my external charges, that is add into vendor. So what I will do, I will go into the invoice, in invoice journal. I'm going into the voucher. So in voucher, you can see that this 3,000 is there, and my vendor balance is added with this 3,000. So this is my ultimate impact of the charges. Now for a, I have added installation 03 number of charges. I think so there is some problem in setup, but yeah, you can see that debit credit will be 500, ledger it is there. Now for a third line, I have choose the 7 number of charges. You can see if you are forgot that, then you have an option here in inventory, sorry, in financials. You can see in maintain charges what I have selected, 6 number. 6 number is what, for item to customer or vendor. So this 500 cost will be added into the item. So if you will see here, there is no impact of this 500 into the system, into the voucher, but it will cost to the company. So what happens, it will directly add into the voucher, at voucher level it will be directly add into the stock. But if you want to see in inventory level, you can see inventory transactions, here transaction details. So in transaction details, if you will select the cost, right? So you can see here, for this item, 11,700, see, 11,700 is my physical cost, but my financial cost is a 12,100. So that is nothing but 500 rupees of the charges which is added into the system. Okay, so that's how we can able to know that how system will, here you can see that uh, entries, here physical entry means GRN entry, and this is my uh, financial entries. That also you can check. If you will see in physical voucher and you can here financial voucher, both you can check from here, right? So I think so I have covered the charge code now. Oh, there is one more thing. Suppose um, what happens, I have given one example here. I mean, in this example, there is one more scenario that is called third party charges that I will cover in next video. So this video I'm cutting down because of the time constraint. In next video, we'll check the third party vendor, and also we'll check the automatic charges.